What's up everybody? It's me, Prady P. Welcome back to my channel. Today, my lovely assistant and I will be showing you how I made the Master Sword from the Legend of Zelda universe. Stay in the frame! Stay in the frame, kitty! You just love to terrorize my workshop, don't you? As with every other build, my first step was to find a good reference photo on Google and then pattern it out on a piece of paper. I used some thicker poster board this time, which made patterning and tracing easier. After I traced what I needed in pencil, I went over that in my thick Sharpie. And I actually just traced half of the sword so that I would be able to mirror that onto my foam later. And then I cut it out and traced it onto that foam. Next, I got my blind rod that I was using to stabilize the blade and measured out where I would need to Dremel the channels in on each side of the foam blade. I then went in with a grinding sanding bit on my Dremel and Dremeled that channel out. Make sure to wear a dust mask if you are Dremeling EVA foam. It is nasty. Since I cut the crossguard off of my original pattern to make assembly easier, I went ahead and traced out and glued those pieces onto the blind rod as well. After that, I hot glued the blind rod into one half of the blade, making sure to set it in nicely and make sure everything was flat into the channel. After that, I used my Weldwood contact cement and thinly and evenly spread it on both sides of the blade. That way it would stick together when the contact cement dried. Contact cement's actually really cool because you can use it on both sides of whatever you're gluing and let it dry and stick it together, which is something you want to do right the first time because there's no going back after you contact cement something together. Then I used some 4mm foam and kind of braced the end of the PVC pipe and glued it on. And after the blade was assembled, I just Dremeled the sides evenly. I then traced out and cut out the other layers of the crossguard and coated them in contact cement, let that dry, and then stuck them together. Contact cement's kind of like snot, so you have to let it dry before you can stick everything together. For the base of the crossguard, I used some leftover foam discs I had from another project, and I began assembling that at the same time. This is kind of out of order, but it's okay. For the pommel, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do since it's kind of a cone shape, but I found a couple of water bottle caps that were different sizes from each other and just fit a little piece of foam on the end. After I did that, I marked the bevel on the blade. This is the line that I would hopefully follow to Dremel the sharp edge of the blade onto. There were some small details on the blade, like the Triforce, the famous Triforce, and another triangle thing on the crossguard that I just made out of 2mm foam. Once I had those pieces made, I went ahead and contact cemented those onto the blade as well, and I double checked the corners on all of those because I didn't want those to be peeling up after the first use of the sword. Next, I took my Dremel to the foam discs I had glued together and just sort of Dremeled it down to the right shape for the base of the crossguard. all that was left to do with the crossguard after that was to just hot glue the base onto the PVC pipe. I then filled up the pommel, the lid for the pommel, with hot glue and stuck it to the PVC pipe as well. After this, I masked off the PVC pipe to prepare for priming. I learned from an Odin Makes video, after making a few mistakes of my own, that Plastidip does not actually stick well to PVC pipe, so it just makes sense to cover it up before you start priming. I then laid down 2 thick layers of Plastidip on the entire sword, and then after that was dry, I used this aluminum silver Rust-Oleum spray paint. It's important for all of this to wear a mask and be in a well-ventilated area. Now, I was able to peel off, somewhat unsatisfyingly, peel off the blue painter's tape I had taped up the grip of the sword with. And for some reason it took me forever. And I was having difficulty. The tape was not my friend. I was on the struggle bus, okay? Eventually, I got around to painting the crossguard and everything the correct color. I used sort of a blue acrylic paint and then added a little bit of red to it to make it a slightly more royal color. And I used the flat end of a synthetic brush to apply this. Made sure to get into all the little cracks and crevices of the foam as well. For the accent on the crossguard, I just used yellow and gold paint in different layers. I followed this with a wash of black acrylic paint on the details to just sort of make them pop and make the sword look like it had been used a little bit. Maybe got a little bit dirty. So pretty. Finally, I was able to hot glue some twine down the grip on the PVC pipe. I wanted to do some different details, but I didn't quite have the time. Alright, you guys, so I got the Master Sword done for my Link costume, and all I did to finish it off was just wrap the grip in twine, and I clear coated it with a gloss finish, and I weathered it with some Rub and Buff and some black acrylic paint that was watered down, and then I covered it again with a clear coat just to seal all of that in. And as you can see, I have my complete Link costume ready to wear for Halloween. This isn't an accurate costume, it's just something that I threw together really fast because my plans didn't quite line out this year. But I do plan on doing another Link costume that's actually accurate to at least one of the games. I kind of want to make a Breath of the Wild costume, but I know that my husband also wants a costume, so we'll see what I get done. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so that you know when my videos are coming out. Make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications. And leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see me make next. I believe I will be starting my work on my costume for the Big River Comic Convention, which is coming to Hannibal, Missouri, and I'm really excited about it. So I will be sure to post videos and progress of that on my Facebook page. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a happy Halloween. Bye.